Player Ibrahim Peksa, please proceed to table 15 after uniform control immediately. Player Ibrahim Peksa, please proceed to table 15.
Good morning, pool fans. Welcome to the Predator Junior European Championships here in Slovenia. We're on day 6 and it's a busy day 6 on the weekend. This afternoon we will find out who our 8-ball champions will be, alongside the straight pool and the 10-ball champions that have already been decided. But first, this morning the 9-ball has been kicked off and we're already underway in winners round 1, and that'll take place for most of the morning. 2 tables in operation. On table 2 we have Slovenia Maj Barovinac versus Italy's Nicolas Farina. But on this table that I will be covering with you today is Marcus Schindler from Austria versus Luka Bugarski of Serbia. My name is Graham Hickman and I'll be calling the shots in this 9-ball game. Race to 8, alternate break with a 3-point rule in effect. For those who are maybe unfamiliar with the 3-point rule, you need to secure 3 points off the break to make it a legal break, and you get points from pocketing a ball and getting balls past the break line. And as you see there on the break, there is 3 balls past the break line, which is 3 points, and he also made a ball as well. So good opening break here. He's played a nice combo, controlled the cue ball pretty well. So 3 balls pretty much all together around the center of the table as well. It's a nice break here to get going. Just our pace here. Yeah, he's ever so slightly to the other side, so the 5-ball will be a little bit of a cut back, but that's okay because he can use the 7-ball here. Decided to draw it off the rail, but he can pot the 5, bump into the 7-ball and hold nicely for the 6. Would love it to be off the rail, and it is. So you can just play this down table. Doesn't want to be perfectly straight, needs to keep going. And he is pretty straight, so this means he's going to have to draw this. It looks like you probably have to draw it off the long rail. If he can get anywhere just under the 9-ball, should be okay. Depends how much he wants to put into this. He's trying to go above the 9. Oh, he's cued that, very nice. Still needs another one. Bit of distance on this 8-ball. And he is a little bit straight, so probably the draw shot is maybe the most favourable. Could be close to the rail here, depends how much he punches it in. It's got a little bit more angle maybe than first glance, so decided just to make the pot. Would have loved a bit of an easier 9, but yeah, nice 9-ball. That was a great run out. Very confident. Just what you need to start with. Takes a 1-rack lead. Race to 8, remember. There you see other table in action. My co-commentator Joris van Amersfoort is covering that table. Both tables are live and free on the Pro Billiard website. While we take a look at Luka's break here. Is the ball going to pass the line? It is, and he makes a ball, so it's okay. I think he has a shot on the 2. Not sure about the 4-ball. Yeah, the 3-ball is not nice. Well, there you see, couldn't get it, and he's played a kick shot. Very difficult to judge the pace off a couple of reels to come up there. Of course, if he was on the reel, he would have had a chance, but just a safety. Going to use the 5 ball. He's judged it well. And he puts Marcus in a bit of trouble. He does have a 1 reel kick. Probably hit the reel way standing. That's probably the most logical way to go. Well, missed that by some way. So ball in hand. This 4 ball is in one of those places on a pool table that is just probably the most uncomfortable place you could put a ball, because putting it up the table, you have the scratch to think about, down table, the middle pocket. So he's going to try and go above it. He's played it as good as you can, and the 5 ball is in a good place here, so he doesn't need to do a lot with the cue ball. You have a nice angle to go 2 rails to the 6 ball, so just pop it out a little bit. Oh, he's played that well. So you can just top this through 2 rails. Table is wide open on that side as well, so he shouldn't really come into any traffic. Just concentrate on the pot. A little bit of top spin, maybe a touch of right. So he's looking at the angle there, judging by his cue. Means he feels comfortable to get there. Probably a top spin shot again. This is good stuff by both players, really. Good safety shot from Luca. Got ball in hand and then capitalised on that. Wasn't so straightforward, the run out, but that 4 ball he managed very well. Ball in hand obviously makes it a little bit easier to get there, but that's how it works. And there you see the schedule for today. The matches I just mentioned at the moment are in flight. Table 1 and Table 2. We will have one more 9 ball match around lunchtime, and then we get into the business end of the 8 ball, where we'll go through the remaining matches, quarterfinals, semi-finals and finals. And today we should have the 8 ball champions across the under-19s, under-17s and the girls. We've already completed the straight pool and the 10 ball. So back on break. Schindler looking to do what he did again. This could be an illegal break, maybe. Well, he makes 2 balls, so actually that's okay. So getting that second ball made all the difference there, because you only had 1 ball coming up past the break line. He's got a very nice opener on the 2. 3 to 4 needs a bit of attention. 3's over the corner, but the 4 ball is on the top short reel, so he needs to make sure. He'd love to kind of be where the 5 ball is, really, but I don't think he can get there, so he might have to play a different way. He's deciding to go forward. So this tells me, is he trying to... Don't know if he can draw. Depends how far the 3 ball is in the pocket. If he can play the 3-ball off the left side of the pocket. He could try and draw up straight through that 5 gap that you see there on the camera, just up the left side of the table, if he has got that angle. That's what he's tried. Hasn't worked out. Maybe a little bit fortunate that he can see it. He tried to find the gap. Yeah, this is still potable. It's thin. And he is a right-handed player, so he could lean over comfortably, play this with running side if he wants to. He's playing it with coming down centre table. Makes this shot a little bit harder. Little flick off the 6. Where's the cue ball going? He just made it. Yeah, I kind of like the running side shot there. Helps the object ball into the pocket. Could have played off the long rail, short rail, and come around the bottom of the table, but all depends how you feel on the shot. Here's a shot on this 5. It's not straightforward, but could stun over for the 6. Or follow it through. Yeah. It's a tough one. So first chance to take a bit of an advantage here falls to look at. Two reels here, possibly. He chose to go the 1 reel, so needs to control this one. It's always a danger when you go 1 reel. You're coming kind of straight down on top of the 9, across the line of your shot, whereas 2 reels, you've got a little bit more chance of coming into the potting line. This is of course potable, just a little bit more of a tester. Hasn't been able to take advantage of it, but how's he left the 9? It's not bad. Not sure if the cut is on. I do remember from earlier matches watching Schindler, he does like to take a bank on, and he made a couple of them in his previous games. He doesn't like the cut. He could be tempted. Decided to go for it. Where's the cue ball going? Has he fluked the 9? Wow, they both ended up over the corners. So this is as much distance on a pot that you can have. Little smile by Luca, but in all honesty, I'm sure I'd be happy to have a shot at the 9. It does make a bit of a difference if you're not in the pocket, but it's over the corner. Really, just needs to pump this in. Taking an extension. In terms of ease of pot and difficulty, it's probably the combination of both. Putting the cue ball in the most difficult place, but probably a easier pot, so needs to make sure he hits centre ball here. He doesn't want to swerve the cue ball. That's what he's done. He swerved it. Wow. A bit of a result there for Marcus, but he has been left with another bank. So both players maybe getting a little bit of fortune there. extremely soft. And that's surprising he's played it at that pace, because yes, he might have given it every chance to go in, but if you miss it, it's always going to be sitting over the corner. Probably a little bit more tentative than he wanted to, but Luca picks it, takes a 2-1 lead. And in the other match we have Nicolas Farina from Italy. He is 1-0 up on the local player by Barovinac. They're playing race to 7 in the under 17s. They're playing race to 8 in the under 19s. I think this is going to be an illegal break. Even if he makes 2 balls, no balls came past the head string or the break line, so control passes. Doesn't really have a clean pot on the 2. Could maybe be a 2-4 combo. Could be an option. Depends how aggressive he wants to be. The combo is not ideal, but it is pretty straight. The only thing is, if you play the combo, it's quite hard to stay on position for the 2. Could be off the 9 ball. Or maybe he can come around the 9 ball. Yeah, maybe he might be able to go around the 9, leave the 2 where the 4 is. He's deciding to play safe. He's played it pretty well though. Look, I can bend this just with a little, well, bend it, play it with a lot of left-hand spin. Just try and catch the 2 full. He's caught the edge of it, so a little bit of a lottery where the cue ball's going. Hasn't really left anything straightforward. There is a thinner cut to the top right. The scratch could be on. I don't know if he can see much of the 2 on the right side because of the 7. If he can, maybe he could try to bank the 2 ball down the table and hold the cue ball behind the 7, but I think that doesn't look really on. So you might just have to play the 2 up and down again. Try and get some cover. Went for the bank combo, I think. Wow, talk about aggressive shot. It's interesting he takes that bank combo on, but didn't fancy the first combo that he had, which seemed a little bit more in control. And the way that he's left this 2 ball is perfect for Lugat, because he can just kind of stop shot this. Just focus on the pot. You can draw it, even you can stop it dead or stun it anywhere around there. The 4 ball is also in a pretty good spot, so the ideal if you could draw it just a little bit so he's straight on the 3, that would be nice, but the pot's the most important thing. Yeah, so even though he's gone forward, it's not too bad. Probably will have to go up table though. Don't know if he can drop this in. He's trying to, but he's going to be behind the 7. He's played the combo on the 8, so the 8 ball was actually quite hidden by the corner pocket. Totally missed that one. Apologies. He's okay. Just, I think. If he is going to hold, for the 5, he's going to have to play this very soft, I think. He has played it nice. Pretty much the same shot again. Drop this 5 ball in, pretty softish pace. Doesn't want the cue ball to run too far up the table. Be nice to have a little bit of angle on the 6 to work with, to go up for the 7. He's played that well. Good line he has now on this 7. I don't think he even needs to use a rail, he can just stun this down. Yeah, pretty good. So this 9 ball to open up a bit of a gap. Yeah, takes a 3-1 lead. Yeah, 3-1 lead there. Nice to have a little bit of breathing space, even if it is just a couple of racks. And with the alternate break format, you just know that you're going to get chances to break. Other table well underway, 1-1 there. And the young Slovenian at the table looking to go 2-1 in front. You can keep an eye on all the scores on the IBPF website, epbf.com. We have a live score option there at the top if you're just curious on what other matches are running. So he gets a lucky ball there and makes the points and a shot on the 1. However, you can clearly see the 2 ball has a bit of company from the 8 ball. Doesn't really have a shot to open it from there unless he plays an aggressive pot on the 1. Go 2 rails and try to go into the 8 ball. That is very, very risky. Sometimes in these situations you can be better just potting the 1, trying to find a good safety. You could go for it, but it's risky. He's not even taking the 1 on. Yeah, it's always surprising sometimes when you have that, because if you get ball in hand on the 1, you still have the problem with the 2. Yes, you might have a bit more of an opportunity because of ball in hand. It's always pros and cons. I think if you pot the 1 and you can find a really good safe on the 2, then you're opening the 2 with a bit of a risk, but then yeah, you're giving your opponent a chance to make something as well. So there's good things and bad things depending how you want to play it. It's a solid hit. He could be in trouble here behind the 3 though, and this is a very nice hook opportunity. You'd love to get right behind that 3 ball, and the 1 is in a perfect place just to run it off the top rail and drop in right behind that red 3. I'm sure that's the way we're playing here. All about the cue ball here. Let the 1 just go where it goes. Oh, he's not there. That is a very, very loose 1. Got the speed pretty well. He would have been okay, but just missed the line. But similar problem for Luca. Can make the 1, but to no benefit. He could play a little bit of a right edge off the 1 and try to hide behind the 5. Maybe that could be an option. He's played into the 9, or I'm not really sure what he played there. But that kind of pace tells me maybe he was going for a bank or something. That 2 ball is causing a little bit of a issue for sure with the choices. Yeah, so there you see, I said earlier, back in the same position. He's putted the 1. Has to play a safety off the 2 ball. Needs to be careful here. I think he's going to play a thin edge. Maybe try to get behind the 9, but the angle that he's playing it could push the 2 ball out. He may even catch the 8, so needs to be careful here. Yeah, that's why he didn't even risk it. I think if he played it any harder, the 2 ball would stick its nose a little bit further out in the middle of the table. That's not what he wanted. So a bit of a containing safety. Not really an obvious save here. I mean, he could go for a 3/4 double in the top right corner, but that's a little bit wild. He could also play a containing thin edge, send the cue ball up to the 3 ball. He's trying it in the corner. Oh wow, what a shot. Sometimes I guess you're forced into something. Very well done. So he's a little bit thinner on this 4, but the 5 is over the corner. So he could just try to play it with left hand spin and keep the cue ball up table rather than risk coming all the way down. Just playing it that way. Actually being close to this centre pocket works in his favour, because then the angle from the 5 to the 7 is better. He's a little bit low on this. Looks like he's going to go into the 8, so not ideal. Well, he missed both. Actually, it's worked in his favour. So a little bit of careless one there. He played some great shots to get into contention to win the rack, but maybe a loose 5 ball. I mean, he could have even been high on that 7 and been okay, so being short is a bit of a mistake. Yes, he forced into going for this. Not really say an easy safety. It's a thin one. He's playing a safety. Surprised. Couldn't really get any cover. If anything, it would have been a containing one. A bit like in the previous shot where Luca had to go for the 2 just because there wasn't really a good safety. If he had took that one on, he would have probably had a shot on the 8, unless he couldn't see the full edge of the 7. Bank shot here. So you just got to roll this through. Just taking his extension. I think he just needs to get on with it. He's asking the cue ball to be cleaned. I think he was asking the referee if his extension would continue. Well, the clock just still ticks away. So kind of distracting himself a little bit. with discussion, having the cue ball, but he's got time. Makes the 9. Takes a 4-rack to 1 lead, and creating a little bit more distance. On the other table, they're locked in at 2-2, so not much separating those players. This one's been an interesting one. I think it's both players have been playing pretty well. Maybe just the chances have fallen a little bit more to Luca, and he's been able to take them. Also played a couple of good shots. He'd love to get a good break here and extend this lead further. It's a pretty good hit. Needs the 2-ball to spin over, and it might do. Yeah, you could see the spin that was on that 2. It was always going to come over. He's got a little bit of hand-pad cueing, maybe over the 5. He's a left-handed player, so maybe that works in his favour. Yeah, you can just spin this with left hand spin, 2 rails, come back to the middle of the table. How's the pace? This looks good to me. Oh, he's judged that really well. Even to the point where he can draw it straight back to the side rail. Yeah, he's okay. I think he might have a little bit of angle here. If he is a little bit straight, you might have to dig down and kind of punch this. Not sure if you can play it with just right hand spin and go above the 9. Yeah, he's tried to cheat the pocket and he scratched, I think. No, maybe not. He tried to cheat the pocket there and he missed the 7 completely. However, a similar result this time on the 7. Not really leaving Marcus a straightforward shot. It is potable. It's a bit thin and he will have position on the 8, or at least he'll come top side of the table. Probably needs to take this one on. He does have an inviting safety behind the 8 ball as well, if he doesn't fancy it. But I think maybe the last time he's gone for the safety again, which I'm a little bit surprised. He played it pretty well though. I felt that one was a little bit more makeable compared to the last one. Yeah, he's left a shot here though. He could have left it easier. Marcus scratching his head there a little bit. He knows this could have been somewhat easier. And it's one of them in between shots. Do you play it in the left or do you play it in the right? Both have their own difficulty levels. I think players prefer to play them in the left. Just try and draw this over and hold the cue ball as best as you can. Well, he's gone full out pace. What a great 7-ball that was. Absolutely smashed it in. Yeah, he just overcut that 8-ball a little bit. That's why the cue ball has got away from him just a little bit. The 8-ball is cuttable. Not sure if he was checking if the scratch was on. Be great if it's not and he could just play it plain ball. He makes it. Where's the cue ball going? He's okay. Yeah, that was a couple of good shots there to win that rack. Look, I'll be disappointed there. He had a golden opportunity to go 5-1 in front, but wasn't able to take it. It gives Marcus a chance to close the gap to 4-2. There you see Slovenian player Barovanic 3-2 in front and at the table, so maybe he's getting a little bit of momentum going there. But back to this table, Marcus breaking, trying to close the gap. So I think, can he get the cue ball out, or will he have a make contact with the 5? He was able to thread it, so this is turning out quite nice. 3-ball, as you see, is pretty much over the centre pocket with the 4 next to it. 5-6 is going to be a little bit of a, I'm not going to say issue, but a little bit of a complication, because the 8-ball does come into play. I mean, ideally he wants the cue ball to the right side of the table. If he had ball in hand where he could pot the 5 from in between the 8 and the 9, but that's a very risky positional shot from the 4 to draw down table. If he does play the 4-ball to the middle of the table, I can't see how he can get out without catching the 8-ball. So he might have to play the draw shot and come down. His target is kind of middle diamond, and he's playing out into the table, so just looking very carefully. Has he played it in such a way that maybe he can avoid the 8 and just go off the bottom rail and back up? Let's see. Well, he could just get round, so actually he played it pretty well. Bit short on the 6 though. Because he's a right-hand player, I think he's going to be reaching over this 8-ball and 9-ball with an extension on his cue. But he can play this with left-hand spin, maybe go 3 rails, 2 or 3 rails. He's playing it softly. It's going to be close to the rail. Doesn't want to be perfectly straight. But he's got a bit of angle here, so I think he could be okay. Yeah, nicely done. So this 9-ball to get it back to 4-3 with another break and run. He seems to be making it work on his break. Little tap on the table from Luca there. Good sportsmanship. Wasn't straightforward. Yeah, those of you just joining, we have 9-ball matches this morning, but then after lunch we will come to the conclusion of the 8-ball. Pretty much the quarterfinals in all the divisions, maybe a few qualification matches left, but by the end of today, in that final 8 o'clock session, all finals will be played simultaneously. That's the best break. I think Luca has hit this match. Balls all nicely open, 4-5, good connector, and he's got a shot on the 2. Couldn't really ask for much more. All about this shot really. 5-6 is pretty okay as well, because the right hand side of the table, 7 to 8 to 9 is perfectly positioned for connecting balls as well, so it's all about this 2 ball. Oh, he's lost the cue ball. Little tap on the table. He's made this a little bit more tricky. The only good thing is, if he pots it, the cue ball is coming around the open part of the table and he will have a shot on the 5. Just want to be straight. He's at the pull up. Has he created a bit of a problem for himself here from that 2 ball? He's putting his cue there, but how hard will he have to hit this 5 to get there? That's the question. I don't think he can. Yeah, that's what he's looking at. He might have to hit this extremely hard with pace. Going forward, not really an option because the 9 ball comes into play. If the cue ball was right next to the right centre pocket, he might have a shot. He could run it forward off 2 reels maybe, but he's playing the power shot. He's just having a look here. He could play into the centre of the table and have a thinner 6 ball. That's also an option too. Let's see. So he's going for power. Oh, he's played that well. That's as good as he really could have got, to be honest. 7 ball over the centre pocket. So that little bump that he had earlier hasn't caused any problems with the 7. Just got to make sure he gets up to the centre line. Even if he goes a little bit high, he's fine. That's perfect. Just needs to make sure he draws back here. It's so easy to stun this, and he might even play topspin off the rail. He's perfect. Stop shot pretty much. Might have a little bit of angle if he wants to stun it over, but I think he can hold it. He's decided to stun it over, so and Luca returns the favour, and a little tap from Marcus there as well. So a bit fortunate there with the bump after the 2 ball, but he did play a good 4 and 5. And there you see on the other table, the young Slovenian player did take a 4-2 lead. I think the other player's taking a timeout, so he will just wait for the player to return, and then that match on table 2 will resume. No timeouts taken in this match just yet. Players can have 1 timeout each. So we can have a total of 2 timeouts in a match. And they have 5 minutes. They don't have to take the full time, but sometimes players just want to leave the arena for a moment. Could be strategic, could be personal break, could be a drink, could be anything. Gets the wing ball and the 1 ball and another ball in the side. 9 balls flying around up table. It's not often you see it get kicked up there. But 3 balls. What a break. 4 ball is over the bottom corner, which does give him an option of playing the 3 ball onto the 4. He could play the 3 in the side, but the question is he running into something? And when you play the combination, where the 5 ball is, you don't want to put the 3 and the 4. So he could play it in the side maybe here, if that's the better option. Missed it. That was always the risk of cut back into the side. And a golden opportunity here for Luca. Doesn't really have to do a lot with the cue ball here. He'd probably play this with probably a right hand spin. Just he's all thinking here about how do I get up for the 5. It does go in both top left and top right pockets. But where's the easiest place to get on the 5? You'll have to come all the way down table. A little bit closer at the 4 than he would have liked. He was trying to get centre table, yeah, somewhere down the centre of that bottom rail, so he could just drift the cue ball up table. Don't know if he can reach that because he is left-handed. Maybe he can. Just 2 rails, maybe. No, he's going 1. He's a bit short. This is now a tester, so it went from a golden chance to a pressure pot because the 7 and the 8 were pretty much easy going, and the 9's over the corner, so it was all about the 3, 4 and 5. I think you can play this thin enough, come up and down twice maybe. There's 1, he's going to hit the 7 though. How is it going to land? Oh, he needs a nice bump here. Hasn't got one. I don't think that's potable. Definitely don't think that's potable in the side. If it is, it's extremely tight. Hard for me to see here, but he'll have the better view because he's right behind it. If he doesn't get it, he's definitely sticking it up, I think. That's why he's chosen not to go for it. Pretty good cue ball. I think Marcus will just be happy to be back at the table, to be honest. At least he's got options, even if he wants to go aggressive. Yeah, he could play the 7 2 rails off the bottom short rail, off the long rail, and try and get that 7 kind of to the right of where the cue ball is now, somewhere around middle diamond at the top. That might even be a little bit further to the right, but he could then track the cue ball behind the 8. But maybe he's looking to go for this 7 instead. Big shot this. Yeah, I think he did go for that. To leave the 7, sorry, to leave the 8 in the top corner. Might be a half chance here to send that cue ball up next to the 9. You can go around and send the cue ball. You could go for the bank as well, but maybe with a bit of safety behind the 8. That's what he's tried, but he's overhit it. He went for kind of a two-way shot there. Try for the bank. Similar predicament though for Marcus. Tough shot. A little bit better than the last one though. I think if anything this one's a more makeable one in terms of aggression. He punched a similar one in previously. Yeah, what a great shot. Needs another one though. Good thing about this one though is that he can just focus on the 8. Just give everything to the pot and just let the cue ball end up where it ends up, because the 9 is pretty close to the corner. Oh, what a let off. Great shot on the 7. He did jump up quite a bit. There was a lot of body movement on that 8 ball. And another gift for Luca here. Yeah, Schindler has had some chances, just maybe not worked out for him, but gives another one to Luca. Serbian player will be happy to pick that up. Takes a 6-3 lead and a break coming, so if he can't make the break count, could get him on the hill. So I'm not sure if the players are taking a timeout or just grabbing a drink. Yeah, the young Frenchman. Sorry, the young Italian player, sorry, coming back there. 4-3 on the other table. Close one, that. Remember, race to 7. So still some racks to go. And we have a race to 8 on this main table. I think Marcus is just taking a short time out after that miss. Don't blame him. So Luca will just sit in his chair and wait for that. I'll take a couple of moments and we'll be back as soon as Marcus joins. And we'll kick off this next rack. Back in a moment. So Marcus is back and we regroup for this rack number 10. Break for the Serbian. Gets the wing ball. Will he have a shot on the one? Needs it to keep going. I think you can see it. Maybe even pot it. But it's a very aggressive pot. 6-3 lead at the moment. Race to 8. Puts his hand up because he got a nice little flick off the 7 ball there. This 2 ball does go in the corner. Another tough shot though. Very tricky to get on the 3. Yeah, I think he's thinking, does he put a big stroke on this and come above? Just having a look. It's not a bad option. It does mean that the 2 is more difficult because he will play it with a lot more pace. Wow, what a great shot that is. little bit straight on this 3. Don't know if the 4 goes past the 8. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think in the back of his mind he was trying to pinch a little bit more just to get a bit further out for the 4 ball. But he played a fantastic 2 there. Shame that he couldn't have capitalised. It's always nice to take the rewards when you play a fantastic shot like that. He's maybe been a little bit fortunate. I'm not sure if the 3's potable, but he did apologise. So maybe that tells me he might only have an edge. The thin edge could be a scratch, so that's why he drew it off the 3 ball. And he's left a chance. I don't think the natural angle is ideal, so he might just have to screw this in. Try and draw the cue ball off a couple of rails back to the middle of the table. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Big shot this. Yeah, overcut it. So lost the cue ball a little bit. But this is a better chance for Marcus now. Just needs to get this cue ball back to the middle of the table. At least below the 7. I think he's just okay. I think when he hit that, he was worried he was going to be hooked, but he's okay. He can draw this back out for the 6. He's quit on that a little bit. Didn't get any real draw on that. It was more of a stop shot. Tells me that he's a little bit nervous and he's cueing. It's kind of one of those shots where you just don't follow through properly, and yeah, not ideal. So you might have to go underneath the black and back out here. Play this off 2 rails maybe. Yeah, still needs another shot though. That's landed a bit awkward as well, so I don't know if he can just go top spin and avoid the scratch. He might be able to, but the last time he's played a couple of these 7s, he has been comfortable drawing them in off the side rails, so I wouldn't be surprised if he draws this in. Maybe he is going forward. The scratch mustn't be on then. Let's see. Yeah, he's drawn it in. He's played it well. He does prefer to play them that way. He's landed pretty nice on this 8 ball. So a couple of nice shots there. Kept this run going. He's in perfect shape on the 9 here. Yeah, nicely done. First chance did go to Luca. Played a couple of good shots to get into some good position, but that 3 ball in the end cost him. He had 2 chances on that 3 ball, but Marcus gets it back to 6-4 and it's his break. He's had a couple of breaking runs, Marcus, so he drops in the side. Another good break, at least in terms of pocketing balls. Oh, seems to get a couple. Has a shot on the 1. I do think he might be running into the 2. Yeah, it's a thin one. He might be looking for a little bit of luck himself here. Thin one going into the 2. 2's going to go up towards the 4 and the 5. It's a very tricky one to control because there's no guarantee that he'll have a shot on the 2. Maybe in his mind, if he could pot the 1, it sounds a bit crazy, but try to pot the 2 at the same time, judging by the angle. If they were both to fall in, even if the 2 goes in off the 5, 3 ball is down there, so all depends on the angle. In the 1. No, that's landed horrible. Anyway, really, if that wasn't, even if that wasn't touching the 5, he might have had options, but it's landed as bad as it can. Safety wise, I don't know if he can double the 2 ball kind of over towards the 3 and just pull that cue ball behind the 5. Is that even possible? I don't think it is. He's just playing a slow one. I'm not really sure what he was trying there, unless he felt that the cue ball was going to drift behind the 5. He's left a half chance for Luca here. It does go on the side. He will have to have a long 3 ball, and the 4 ball is not ideal, but he does have a chance. You see the 4 ball is extremely tight, so I think the combo could be the safer option here, because even if he plays the 4 in off the 5, there's no guarantee where the 5 is going to go. So 4-5 combo maybe. Yeah, he hasn't played it too bad. However, the 4 ball has gone a bit further down the table. Yeah, it's a tough shot. Yeah, so look, unable to capitalise on these last few chances. Hasn't left it nice, but Marcus will be pleased to be back at the table. So he hasn't got the hook. He might have left an edge. Look, I can play a thin edge, or he could go aggressive for the bank even, maybe. He's already played one of these. He's missed this one though, in such a way that he's left it. How's the pace? How's the pace? Oh wow. That's what you call a nice little love bump there. That was incredible. He was going to be on probably nothing there. He's basically landed ball in hand. But Luca has had a bit of roll, you would say. And he has had chances. This is what happens if you don't take them. So another one back from Schindler. 6-5. I think this one's got 7-7 written all over it. Both players kind of struggling to get out, so you would think there's not going to be much in this towards the end of the match. 7 on the other table. Badovinic is 5-4 up against Farina. That one's also quite close. Race to 7 on that one. Could we see hill matches on both of these matches? Quite possibly. Let's see. Luca has a chance on his own break here to try and get on the hill. Gets the one, gets a corner ball. And that 3 coming over the side has made it a little bit more nice. That 4 ball, similar to earlier in the rack when I mentioned having a ball just above the centre pocket. It's not ideal. It's pretty much what he's got now. The big question is, can he get to the 4 from the 3? The 9 ball comes into play. If he wants to come below, that's a challenge. If he wants to come high on the 4. Yeah, I'm not sure if he can even thread that as well, so he might be trying to come below it. He's missed it altogether. So a chance to Marcus. Can pot this 3. Options for position wise. Naturally, hard to see from this angle, but when we see the full table view, I don't know if he might have an angle to run towards the 4. Yeah, there you see it. He might have an option here. Either come below. Oh, he's overcut the 3 and he's opened the 4 as well. Disaster from a outcome point of view, because now the 4 ball is wide open. This 3 ball is a very difficult pot for sure. However, if he can cut this 3 ball up the rail, he's probably going to have to come a couple of rails with the cue ball. It's going to be travelling a little bit. This is a great chance if he can make this 3. Just make the 3. Needs another bounce though. It's not too bad. If he was closer to that left hand side rail, it would have been a lot more difficult. But this does give him options. To go off one rail back out here, get through this one. How's the pace? It's not bad. Cued it pretty well. Needs one more shot. So big chance here for Luca to get on the hill. It's probably his 3rd or 4th chance to try and get on the hill. He was 6-3 up, I think, remember. Hasn't been able to take them out. Let kind of Marcus get back in this match. And he did have first chance in this rack as well. I don't think he'll be missing this one. This is to get on the hill, 7-5. He'd be pleased to get on the hill there, especially after a few attempts to get there. So a big break coming up for Marcus. Yeah, still 5-4 on that table. But Mai at the table there, looks like nice angle to get round for the 8. Could get him on the hill. Just lining up his position. He's a right-handed player, so should be able to reach this, I think. Extension on his cue, probably. 2 reels. Oh, he's lost the cue ball, though. Maybe a little bit of drama. Oh, he's had a little bump on the 9. Exciting stuff on that table as well. So, both tables giving us plenty of entertainment. Big break coming up here for Schindler. He's been breaking pretty well. I'd love to continue that run. Yeah, he makes the ball in the corner. Oh, he's made the points, and look at this for a starting break. Wow. Didn't make the 1 in the side, but it came back across the middle of the table. And look at the 1, 2, 3. Stop shot on the 1, pretty much. Stop shot on the 2. 3 ball. He's got to bring the cue ball a little bit back up table, but well, you couldn't have asked for a better break to try and run them out. Just got to get the cue ball. 1 reel. He's a little bit off straight, so he's going to have to run the cue ball up table and down, I think. Off the short reel. Back down for the 6 in the top right. Oh, he's overran this though. Goodness me. By quite some way. Probably 2 feet away from where he really wanted to be. He could have even been straight on that 6, so a little bit of adrenaline there. This is a big pressure shot now from what looked like a nice straightforward couple of shots to try and get back to 7-6. He's now put himself under a bit of pressure. Oh, is he going to hit the point again? Oh wow, he is. That's incredible. So that's 2 times in the last 2 racks at the table he was going to run away with the cue ball, and he's caught the point and landed absolutely perfect. He's a little bit low on the 9. But it is natural just to focus on the pot. Yeah, he makes it. Good shot on the 6 ball, but I have to say he was a bit fortunate there to catch the point and land. Again, pretty much ball in hand. It was a good break. You see, following this match, conclusion of this match, we'll pretty much be back straight on at 12 o'clock local time for the next matches, and a slight break before we run into the final sessions of the 8 ball. So 7-6, and because that ball doesn't drop, it's a dry break and a golden chance for Schindler to get on the hill, join him on the hill here. Lovely angle on this 1 to come down for the 2. How's the pace? It's pretty good. Just needs to make sure gets a good angle here on the 4. Straight would be okay. Yeah, you can just draw this back. It's going to have a little bit more angle on the 5, but a little bit more distance as well. So he's got a choice here. I don't think you'll want to drop this in for the 6 in the side. So he's probably going to try and stun this off 2 rails. Kind of come out above the 6 ball. That would be the safer option here. That's what he's tried, but he hasn't really got much draw on it, so he played it more plain ball, which means that the cue balls came up much higher. And this 6 ball is now a lot more difficult, not only to pot, but position on the 7. Another pressure pot for Schindler. I'm not sure if he can even hold this, so he might have to try and get the cue ball out, back up table to have another longer shot on the 7. Don't know if he's going to hit the 9 or not. Depends how he contacts the 6. Wow, that's an excellent shot. What a great shot that was. Putting it in off 3 rails, and all of a sudden Luca sitting there thinking, I might not get another shot in this match potentially. Yes, good stuff by the Austrian. Made a few mistakes throughout the match, both players have, but he has came pretty solid towards the end of this match. Definitely last 3 racks he's been pretty good, punishing Luca for not taking the chances. And all of a sudden we have a hill match, and he has a break to win the match. Player just taking a time out there. I think that was more of a strategic one from Luca, just to have a break, and Marcus also just popping out as well. So we'll give them players a couple of minutes, and then we will all be back for the conclusion of this match, because it is a 1 rack shootout. Who makes it to the next round? Be back in a moment. Here we go. Both players giving a handshake. It's always nice to see. So, will the breaks continue from the Austrian? Seems to have had the better breaks in terms of opportunities and balls. Again, oh, but this time he's gifted a chance to look at to win the match. Wow, it's so funny how the pool world works. He's battled hard to get back to 7-7, had incredible breaks. And Luca has had chances. Maybe not capitalised on everything, but saying always goes in any match. You just want a chance to win it. And this is as golden opportunity as they come. Monster break from Schindler. But the scratch in the side gifted the Serbian a chance to win this match. I mean, he doesn't really have to do anything of major difficulty here. Stop shot on the 6. Maybe just make sure he wants to have the best angle he can on the 8, whatever he feels comfortable to come down for the 9. And Marcus can't even look. I feel for him, he's battled hard this last part of the match. Definitely deserved to be hill. Yeah, so like I said, he's just lining up the 8. Wants to make sure he's in the best place, the least amount of difficulty to get to the 9. So coming 2 rails is normally the preferred option. Just means you're coming into that line of potting. There's always a bit of pressure on these ones though. Pretty good. Oh, what a shame. But you can't take anything away from the Serbian. Look at Bugarski wins 8-7. Marcus Schindler goes to the loser side. And the Serbian will move on to the winner side. Harsh way to lose.
Šmit je danes sam sebe popušal. 3 kule mi se da. Rotuno Turko izgovoril.
A very good afternoon from the Netherlands. This is Joris van Amersfoort, and I will provide you some commentary during this very exciting match between Jakub Krobot from Poland and Max Benko. Jakub won the leg, so he has the break off. And of course, Max already a golden medal. One of the bigger talents, of course, we have in the Europe. And maybe he is the favorite for not even this match, but maybe even the title. But I am very much looking forward to see this match, because Jakub Krobot is not a, how do you say that, beginner. He's a very well capable player. He's born March 2nd in 2009. He's representing Longoni Cues in Poland. Already a sponsored player, known as the Polish young gun. And if you look at the results of Jakub, in 2023, 2 years ago, he got a bronze medal at the World Championships at the under 17 division. Last year he got a golden medal in straight pool. And guess who he defeated in the finals? Yes, it's Max Benko. So Jakub won 75-41 in the finals against Max. And I expect Max to get some revenge. He's eager to win this match. This year he also already got runner-up in a straight pool, which is also quite interesting, because he does like straight pool a lot, and he also feels like that's his strongest discipline. But if you take a look at his results in his win rate, then straight pool only brings him an approximately a 40% win, and his best results he has in 9-ball. It's a 66% win. So in result wise, Jakub should be playing better match than in his favorite straight pool. So yeah, a lot of inside information between these two young guns. And Max Benko, such a great talent. And he has such an ease in his stroke, in his playing style. And these claws are still pretty fast, so that really helps him a lot. He'll screw this 2 rails out, probably 3 rails out, so top side, right side, bring cross over to the left side, just bump it off the rail. Oh, that's perfect. Some nice angle on the 8 to shoot the 9 in the same pocket as the 8. A little bit soft there. A little bit unnecessary mistake. Makeable, but the cue ball will fly over the table. It's going to be a very thin cut. Gonna screw this over the side pocket, I guess. Made it. Where's the cue ball going? Where's the cue ball going? Oh, that's good. Quite nervous shot there. As in nervous to see the end result, but Max made it. And has the second break, of course. So, nice run out by Max Benko in this race to 7 winners round. It's the division of the under 17 years old, 17. And yeah, for both players, I assume this will be their last year. Max Benko already competing in the seniors, in the men's division at Europool tours, etc. So quite some difficult safety shot here for Jakob. Leaving the cue ball at the bottom, setting the 2-ball up table. That's gonna land in between. Hit it a little bit too firm. So Max has a starter for the 2-ball in the side pocket. And needs to make sure that the 8 is not in the way for the free ball. So has to bring it back down. Well, that's a great shot. Absolutely played it perfect. Probably 3 rails out again. Top spin, short rail, long rail, long rail. Yes, again. Very well played. Five to the corner. Standing out to shoot the 6 in the corner. Now you can see that the 7 and the 9 are not lined up for a combination. It means from the 6 to the 7 he needs to find position close to where the 5 is. And to get there he is looking for a straight line, and he did not find it perfectly straight. So if he screws this, he will screw it into the direction of the 7-9. By the looks of it, it is still a fable, but the position is very tight. So cue ball control to draw this into the line between the 7 and the right bottom pocket is gonna be a very small spot. Going forward is an option. He could force it 3 rails forward, but yeah, he has to draw it. Oh, he's... Wow, look at that. That's a great shot. Well played. He knew it was very tight, so he took the opportunity to draw it 2 rails out. Nice draw shot there. And has to roll this in. Now choose another option again. So he's relying on his shot making, leaving himself a much longer 8-ball. Nicely done. So this 8-ball for a 2-0 lead. And it's there. 2-0 for Max, who's looking pretty decent. And Jakob still needs to find some rhythm, some table time. Jakob already played 1 match in this 9-ball event, the first round against Kazim Utay Ozalp. He won that match 7-0. So he was on fire there. And Benko had a bye in his first round, so this is his first match. And Max now looking at this 1 ball that's not available in any of the pockets. everything is blocked. So it's kind of forced to play safety here. Looking behind the 5, I guess. Get the cue ball behind the 5 ball. It's a little bit short. But the 2 ball helps him. Maybe there's a little edge available of that 1 ball, but yeah, there's a little edge available, and if there's edge available, the pot is available. Yeah, it is. Nicely done. How is his luck? Well, not the best. That kiss on the 9, no, it didn't make a scratch, but this 2 ball is again very difficult. I'm not quite sure if it's the right shot to take this one on. Maybe should duck and hide here. No, he's still running. Got a kiss on the 4 ball, so not on a potable position on the 3. I don't think banking is an option, so some cover and very well played. Nicely done by Jacob. Now Max is looking for a line towards that 3 ball. The jump shot is out of the equation. The 8 ball is kinda in the way. The 9 is in the way for a 1 rail kick shot. If you play it over this 9, I don't think you can get to the 3. So I guess you have to play it in between the 8 and the 9. Yeah, got an edge. He did cut an edge. So no ball in hand. Nice hit. And Jacob to face this 3-7 combination to start off. I think he has to play it really slow because the 3 ball tends to go to the other side. If you hit it too firm, it will not be available. So another good safety shot needed by Jacob. Bring the cue ball probably back to the 8 ball. Nicely done. Very nice touch. And again some troubles for Max. Wants to kick from the low side again. But that 5 ball is in the way. Oh, there's a lot of things in the way. The 8 ball is in the way. Plus, if you hit it, you send both cue ball and the 3 ball up table with no cover. And therefore, indeed, he needed to play it very firm, which makes the shot much more difficult. So ball in hand now for Jacob, which he, to be honest, earned with his great safety shot. Roll the 3 in, have the nice angle on the 4. Not quite sure if he has any angle. Well, he's looking to draw it rail 1 rail out. Have to make sure the 6 is out of the equation. There it is. Nicely done. Now I think he will play position back to the center of the table to the 6 in the side. But that's dangerous. Because from the 6 to the 8 you need an angle. And in this case it's the wrong angle. But that's much better than no angle. But a lot of work is needed here. Draw it 2 rails out, top rail, right rail, back to the left rail. Yes, I like that. Well done. Nice power draw stroke. And now 8 and a 9 in the same pocket. No, went up and down. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. And it does. Nice shot. Just good. Just there. To be honest, I think it's very risky to play it like that. And it could bite you in the ass once in a while. But not this time. Jakob is on the board. Trailing 1 against 2. In this race to 7. It's still a winner's round, meaning the loser will continue in the loser's round. And they play double elimination up until the last 32. And from there on it's a single KO all the way to the finals, which is going to be on Tuesday. Tuesday 12 o'clock will be the finals of this 9-ball. So today we'll continue with another losers round, and then the next rounds will be played on Monday, and the quarterfinals will start on Tuesday morning 9 o'clock. And a little mistake there by Max. So an opportunity here for Jakob to even the score. Yeah, nice rhythm. I like that. He overscrewed a little bit there, leaving himself the wrong angle on the 6-ball. 2 options: go forward 2 rails out, shoot the 7 in the same pocket, or keep it a little bit more easy with the cue ball, leaving the cue ball to the left side and shoot the 7 in the other pocket. Gonna be the last one. Found himself a perfect angle on the 7 to stun the cue ball over the 9 towards the 8-ball. So a little stun follow through shot here on the 7. Nice. Now let's see. I find this one kind of interesting. You could hold, but I feel it's better to play up and down. Take on rail extra. No, he's taking 1 rail out. Well, he played it perfect. If you hit it like that, then this is of course a great choice. But sometimes it feels like if you're a little bit of nervy, that it's better to take a rail extra. On the other table, that's table 2, you can see Chateau against Legre, and Legre is having a quick lead 4-0. He's doing business there. And on this match it's been split even. Made a 2-ball in the corner, 5 in the side, and the cue ball behind the 9. So a push out is going to be played by Jakob, and he has to find some kind of a plan where to push out to. To be honest, I'm not quite sure if I see the right plan. So maybe he has it. At least he's looking to play the cue ball here in the corner, because the one ball does not pass or easily pass the 6. But it gives the opportunity to play an aggressive safety from this corner. So I'm not quite sure if that's the best thing to play for. Because I assume Max to take the shot on, not for a pot, but if you play the one ball straight back towards the 9, so to the center of the short line, you can hide the cue ball behind the 3 and the 6. That's one option. Yes, that's the shot I mentioned. And a lot of good things could happen, and this is absolutely not the worst outcome. But still, Jakob in quite some difficult position here. You can see the edge, but you don't want to scratch. So you need to hit it very thin, or you have to kick it from the low side. So look at that! What a shot! What a cut shot that is by Jakob. Now is he going to be aggressive again? Maybe a bank shot? Maybe a combination? Look at that! Made the bank shot. 2 great shots by Jakob. What a player he is! And now look at the outcome of this match. You can see the frustration with Max Benko shaking his head. Can you believe it? But to be honest, I really like it. I do also think that he deserves it. If you go for it. And I don't think that cut shot on one ball, or what shot was, what ball was it? Oh, where's the cue ball going? Where's the cue ball going? Oh my goodness. Wow. Making these crazy good shots, and then with the 6 in the corner and the 7 in the corner, he scratches in the side, which was absolutely not needed. Everywhere on the table would have been good. Wow, that really hurts Jakob. And what a ladder for Max.
Extension.
He says, thank you very much for the hard work you've done in this rack, but I will pack up the pieces. And therefore Jakob takes a timeout. So this is the live stream schedule of today, Saturday, is on the board, but I do feel it's a Sunday. The matches are indeed correct, so it's Krobot against Benko. And on the table 2 it's Chateau versus Legre. The next match will be on the 15:30 time, local time, Central European time. So I hope to see you there, and we will continue today all the way up to tonight's, and we're gonna play some finals. So there's a maximum of a 5 minutes timeout by Jakob. If needed, Max can take another 5-minute timeout if he would like to. And yeah, it's a lovely arena here in Slovenia. Some players like Max are already like for 2 weeks here, I think. So a lot of pull for Max Benko, who participated in the Euro Tour event. And if you're enjoying this stream, then don't think it ends today, because also tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday, we are still having a lot of matches. Teams event, and of course this 9-ball event will finish at Tuesday. So if you have time, please tune in. And there it is. There he is, I must say. Jakob Grobot back at the table. So we can continue this match. Max Benko is checking the rack. It's a taped table, this predator table. Meaning there are taps underneath the cloth, and you just roll in the balls and it should give you a tight rack. But Max is not happy with the result of his breaks during his last break. Trying to see if it's because of his own breaking style or the rack is not as very tight as he wanted. So 2 balls down, made the 1 ball in the side, which is one of the objectives he wants. The 2 is available, but the 3 does not pass the 4 towards the same pocket. So he might roll into the 3 ball after contact with the 2 ball. Just to be sure, or to develop the 3 ball towards the corner. And how's his luck? I think it's there. Nicely done. So a little bit real first, but he can keep it easy. From there on he can already cut in the 4. So I would play this pretty soft. And with some left hand spin, I would try to spin it a little bit more up table. And it's a little less. If he hit it like that with some left spin, he would have definitely bumped up like a foot. It still cuts, but now it's quite a tough shot here. This is really thin. And playing it this thin, you really have to pace it. Let's see how Max can play it. Now he's not taking it on. He doesn't believe in it. And this is a perfect safety, of course. No way that he can play or jump this. And that 6 ball is blocking the route from the left side. So hard times to get out of this position. Look at the route he's choosing. That's too flat. Yeah, definitely a great Great safety shot by Max. And Max is not going to attack here. Probably the 3-4 ball isn't available in any of the pockets. So he has to roll the 4 over the 6, leaving the putting the cue ball up to the 6. Freeze it, actually. That's frozen. Nicely done. Now this is another very difficult shot for Jakub. I see two options. The least option I feel is from the right side. You can kick it from the top and just miss the 5. But I would have taken the jump cue, jump over the 9 ball and bank it 1 rail back up. Extension called by Jacob. Jumping over the 4 ball. Kick it back down. Nice. But no reward. To be honest, he deserved a little bit more fortune there. Max now with the opportunity. So, are you going to play this with a little bit of inside English? Top spin, stay at the left side of the table. Avoid the left side pocket. Gonna get close to the 6 if you play it like that. But nice pace, and because of the great pace, he's still in shape of the 1 ball. Now the 8 ball does not pass the 9 towards his corner pocket. So again he has to land on the left side of the 8 ball. Let's see. Maybe he needs to force some contact. No, he did. What a great shot he did. Great touch. Well done. And now he's in a perfect prime position. Well done. Great shooting there by Max. And now he doubled his lead towards a 2 racks lead. Race to 7, so all to play for Jakub. And he has the next break off. So, what to do here? A jump shot is too aggressive. A push out is not going to be easy. So he played a push out to... Yeah, you call it. Of course you can make a thin hit on the 2 ball. But you don't want to fool around with the 9, because that's not going to be going anywhere to a pocket unless you hit it very thin. That jump shot is still difficult. I think he has to give it back.
Extension.
Yeah, that's your outgoing line. And if you think cut the two ball, where is it going? More to the left side, which is completely open. Where you're banking the two. Takes it on. And I'm not quite sure, but I feel that you can make the two ball off the 9 on the side. He's tapping as an excuse, but I think that two ball is easily going to win the side pocket if you play it off the 9. Perfectly. Well spotted, Jakub. Just there. Nicely done. Now avoid the kiss with the 8. So where are you going with the cue ball? Avoid the kiss with the 8. Definitely done. Well there. Played it as a kind of a stump follow through shot there. I like the way he's playing it. Playing with some authority. Well done. Nicely cleaned up the table. Back in the match. And it's 4-3 now. And pressure on this bank shot for Max Benko. And to be honest, Max is shaking his head a little bit. Like, can you believe it? And that frustration might not help him. Made two balls on the break. Shot on a 2 and an open table, so this is everything that Max can ask for. Now decision time, because you can play this with one rail out and shoot the 3 in the same pocket, but then the 6 ball comes into play for the outline of the cue ball. So let's see how Max is playing this. Going up and down is a wise decision here, because now the 6 is not in the equation. He's not happy with it, but I feel like that's all good. You can go one rail in between the 7 and 8, or 2 rails passing the 8. I think he's in perfect position. Perfect. So again, decision time, and I would prefer to play this 2 rails out. Go in between the side pocket and the 7. So the right side pocket and the 7. 2 rails out, long rail. Back to the left side. Yes, like that. Perfect. Now I hit a little bit too firm. So now landed quite straight on this 6 ball. Got some angle left, so could play this top spin, 2 rails out to shoot the 7 in the side pocket and the right side pocket. again crossing the table twice. Go forward. A little bit further. Wow, good enough for the corner pocket. Nicely done. Back to the center of the table, and he'll be out of this rack. Another break and run by Max. Nicely played. So he took his emotions into his cueing, and that led to another break and run and another 2 racks lead. The other table, table 2, Chateau versus Legre, and Chateau got his first rack on the board, but he's trailing 7-1. Legre is on fire. Back at the table, Jakub now. Trying to see if he can get a break and run on the board. Few kisses, one more kiss there on the 7 on the 2. Which is kinda interesting. Because that might be helpful for Jakub. Because now the combination is available. And he has to calculate the path of the 2 ball and the object ball after contact with that 7. That's not too bad. You see in the background Max again saying, "What can I do? All rolls are in favor of him." But I feel that Jakub is playing amazingly good. And kind of deserves these rolls. Max having some chats with some pool gods. Jakub looking for the right angle on the 5 after potting this 4. So this is the angle that he has. And probably wants to follow the straight line in. Oh, he's going forward 2 rails out. Make that 3 rails out. Needs to stop. Alright, a little bit more angle on this 8 ball than needed, or wanted, or preferred. So he's going to flirt with the side pockets. The right side pocket, he's going to flirt with it. Oh! Max already had his cue in the hand. Nicely played there by Jakub. Well done. Yeah. Well, to be honest, I always say I don't need rolls in favor of me. I just don't want rolls against me. And if I don't get any rolls against myself, then it's all in my own hand whether I win or lose, or my opponent played better. And in this case, I don't feel like Jakub had a lot of rolls in favor of him. He just didn't have some rolls not against him. And in that case you kind of deserve the run out. So Max is looking for this 2-ball to the corner. Going to have to go up and down with the cue ball to find position on the 3. And after that he needs to solve something with that 4-ball. And therefore Max says, no thank you. I will wait with my chance. So now Max to kick it from one rail, sending the cue ball, the object ball up table. Now he might have to put some draw on the cue ball to keep the cue ball behind it. Ooh, hit it. Oh, he got lucky there. The 5-ball is blocking the route towards the corner. Going to pot the 5? He is! With so much confidence he played that shot. Yeah, I really like that. A lot of confidence in the billiards on the 5. Has the right angle right now on the 3-ball. And I think he prefers a kiss on the 9. Not on the 4, on the 9 itself. Yes. Oh no, he missed the 3. He took his eye off the pot. Completely focused on a kiss on the 9 and therefore forgot to do the most important thing, which was the potting the 3-ball. A difficult kick shot here for Max. I think the 9 is a little bit in the way, so he has to hit it a little bit more firm to shorten his route out. The other option is to play it from the top rail. That line is completely available. Let's see. It's there. Nice kick shot. And the 4-ball passes the 8 to the corner. He's gonna draw the cue ball into the 7, I assume. Nicely played. I love that touch. Great touch. Absolutely good. You can see that he also got the cue ball in cover behind the 8 in case he would have missed that 4-ball in the corner, but he made it. Shoot the 6 in the right side pocket. 2 rails out to the center of the table. Some spin. Yes. Little bit further. He's okay. Again, he's kind of complaining in, oh, it's way too short, but of course a foot more would have been ideal. But I don't see any issues here. Yeah, no issue at all. Perfect on the 8. And this 9-ball to get on the hill. There it is. Nicely done. And it looks like Max is taking his time out. Again, day 5, it says Saturday, July 20th, but actually it's today is Sunday, July 20. But we're watching this match between Robert and Benko, and we will continue our event. And no, my name is not Graham Hickman. Graham is on the other table, table 2. My name is Joris van Amersfoort. So, sorry for that mistake. Joris van Amersfoort from the Netherlands, I am. And my mate Graham Hickman is on table 2. Yes, now it's all good. Thank you very much, team. So, a big shout out to the production team over there in Slovenia. They're doing an amazing job for a lot of days already in a row, and providing you some great camera work. And yes, with a whole team of commentators like my friend Graham Hickman, we will try to provide you some nice pool on the live stream. And there it is. Yes, Sunday, July 20th. And after this match we will continue on 15:30, 3:30. And then 5 o'clock and the finals on 8 o'clock. I will be attending the finals 8-ball events the rest of the day. So I hope you enjoy it. And be available on this nice summer day. At least here in the Netherlands it's quite a warm day. And as I heard, the atmosphere in Slovenia is a great atmosphere to play pool. In the meantime, Max Benko has returned from his timeout. He is in the waiting seat to get his opportunity to win this match and promotes to the second round. So this is still double elimination stages in this event. So the losers continues in the losers round, and Jacob with the break off. The 3 and the 4 balls are gone. So a legal break for Jacob to continue. You can see the one passes the 8 ball, but not with a full pocket. But yeah, he has to screw the cue ball in. Left rail back over the 5. Nicely done. Well played. A little bit thin contact, sending the cue ball a little bit off the line now. But I think he can still hold it. He can roll this 5 in, leaving himself a little bit of a longer 6. Now the most important thing here is that the 7 does not pass the 8 ball, so it's only available at the other side. And you can see that the 9 is a little bit in the way of that route, so he might have to draw it straight there. And leave himself a little bit of a longer 7. To be honest, I feel like Jacob is pretty straight queuing. making a lot of these long or longer shots. So I expect him to make this shot too. Oh no. Well, people are calling out many times a commentator's curse, but I don't believe in that. I don't have that much power. But Max Benko will probably pick up the pieces for the win in this match.
Extension.
Two reels out. A little bit nervous, looking like, oh, it's a little bit short, but now he's okay. Stay positive. And I feel like that's the best advice I can give Max Benko. Stay positive in the seat. And there it is. He won. He beat him. Well played. And also I have to congratulate Jacob. He played an amazing match. And he continues in the losers round. Thanks for watching.
What? What? Stop. More of a stop shot. I go like this. I know. Dobar timeout. Dobar timeout. Kaj bi ful žučen. Vem, pa vsega vem. Vedno, ko vodiš 6-4, če si prišel 4-4. Ampak si vedno, ko je 5-4 na 6-4. Navadiš. Sem tam nižaj, veš, to je super proti onom, ko sem tam igral. Jaz sem tako nežno sem igral takole, tam včeraj. To, in mi je šlo do sem in sem. 18, in kje sem jaz igral? Kje sem jaz igral sem tam? Če sem že igral. Ni več nas.
One second. I'm fast. Thanks.
You don't play today, eh?
No, I no. We will go to the pro.
No?
I mean, I want to watch pro, and then we go on.
Yeah, really? Straight. This, only this ball.
Yeah, the 7 ball. That was cool. He did himself.
Yeah, practice, yes.
Try.
Which one?
Try to. I think he was shooting the 6 maybe, and the cue ball he scratched in the middle.
Yeah, because he was stupid.
Yeah, he needed to leave the cue ball here.
At his position.
Maybe something. Position choosing is not good.
I think he was so lucky.
Bad choices.
Hallo. Guten Tag. Guten Tag. Zé, danke.